the mission to keep as many men on as many guns for as long as possible. We call him Doc. Welcome to Combat Vet Vision. And now your host, Aaron Chief Seabird.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Combat Vet Vision. Hey, this is where I get to give my opinion, my story, my life as a combat vet, 3 times to Iraq, getting hit with a mortar round April 2006, having my last rights read to me. I'm on life number 2. This is what I do. I love to collaborate and come together and help our combat vets deal with things in life, whether it's positive, negative, whatever it might be. Let's talk about it. So it ends up being a pretty cool conversation most of the time. And really, when I talk about it being my life, this is where I get to give my opinion, tell my story, have others come on here, tell their stories and their opinions. And this is how each one of us might be living our lives or doing something that's hopefully making a positive impact in some way, shape or form. But I just don't know how to measure that necessarily, other than the fact that I have a lot of battle buddies that seem to be doing well or not so well, or the stories that I have are pretty crazy at times, and some are just sad, crazy, fun, good, you name it. The story goes from the worst to the best. When you talk about suicide and all the different things that entails, this whole thing is intended to be a tool to basically educate the public, and also give that combat vet somewhere that might not be fully understanding their lives, a place to kind of relate to something that they might relate to. Pardon me, I'm getting over this cold I've had for about a week now. So, with getting into it, I'm just going to go through a couple of things that are near and dear to me. As far as like the support part is that I'm available almost 24/7. I'll answer my call. The longest someone might have to wait is 8 hours if I sleep that long, but I've never done it. But I imagine that's the latest that someone will ever have to wait for me. Or sometimes if it's an emergency, it just depends. In the middle of the night, I wake up, I see that someone needs to get a hold of me, and I'll reach out to them. Just depends. But when you talk about all the different things that are coming up, we got the summer, and we got all these fundraisers. We got a lot of nonprofits that are doing some incredible stuff, and they're getting into their phases, whatever it is. But I got a lot of golf tournaments coming up. So, before we talk about that, I just want to talk about what it is that we have as a warrior group. And you talk about the PTSD Foundation of America's curriculum under the Combat Trauma Healing Manual and the guidelines of that. And basically, it's where guys come together. We get to talk about certain things that are heavy on our hearts throughout the week, whatever that might be, or things that are not so heavy, positive outcomes, positive interactions, tools that have helped us along the way. And this is a group that is designed to move us all forward in a positive direction. It's not, hey, I'm going to bash the military, I'm going to bash the VA, but sometimes that happens, but it's not like we spend all of our times in the misery of what we're doing, but we do spend some time in that. And the reason that is so that we can trigger some of those things that are necessary to process, so that we can move forward, hopefully on a better foot the next time those situations arise, or that next trigger comes from somewhere out of the blue, to better handle it, or just to get a piece of that puzzle that you're missing to be able to articulate a thought process that's pretty heavy and dear. So on Tuesday nights, 1930 to 2030, I run that group. I put it out everywhere. I put it out on Combat Vet Vision. I put it out on things like this. But I want people to contact me first, because I need to authenticate, a combat vet or somebody who needs to be in the group versus, just putting it out there blanketly to anybody. But I do have a warrior group um, page set up for Messenger, and in Messenger, there's about 150 to. I'm constantly adding more and more people to it. Our sponsors, supporters, volunteers, different things of that nature, so that people can kind of get that word. Um, and all these other organizations too. There's a bunch of other organization leaders that are in there that are putting out some information from time to time, or cool events to go to, or just different things. There's just a huge amount of really cool events getting ready to kick off for the summer. Warrior Built just had a awesome family barbecue this weekend at the facility in Lake Elsinore, and it was good to see some guys coming in for that. But some a guy that a barbecue company that makes some barbecues that came in and made that happen. So just an awesome, outstanding event that was. And as we're going down these events, some other projects that I'm working on. Mission Alliance is a P Corps designed organization that's putting together a legitimate study for the effects of COVID-19 on veterans with PTSD during the COVID period. And it's asking us a bunch of questions. I have two groups of 8 combat vets that are answering these questions, one month, one the next, and then the following month, and for the next year, we'll be putting this thing together and kind of coming up with a plan of action on how to better manage that. And I think it'll be coming out as a coffee table book of some sort that can really help veterans kind of better understand and get through some of the things, and better educate the public too. So I think that's going to be a really cool study. It's the second study that I've been part of. The first one was how we as veterans want to receive our medical information. So, to be able to be involved in some studies, some legitimate studies, because of the combat vets that we're dealing with, and the people that we have that support our efforts, and all these different things, it just means a lot. So, just to give you an idea what my kind of daily activities are, is to outreach to our combat vets. I have at least one one-on-one with somebody where I speak with them, for a half an hour or more on, just their life and our lives, and going through them together, and having that deep conversation. It's really, really authentic. Um, it's because I care, and I only care enough, uh, as much as the veteran cares. And it's just nice to be flexible enough in my day activity to be able to give that time to someone, because time. Someone once told me, and I said this to another veteran this week in writing. We were texting back and forth, and just somebody dealing with some stuff, and time is the greatest luxury. I'm sorry. Time is our most greatest commodity, and it always cuts into our number one luxury, which is sleep. Um, so just I sometimes think about that. You try to get your sleep because it's super important, especially for guys and gals with PTSD. But sometimes we mismanage our time, and we have to cut our sleep short for whatever reasons, um, or sleep just doesn't work out because of all the things that we're dealing with. Um, so time is always that factor, and you're waiting for time to go by while you're trying to sleep or while you're trying to be awake. Um, it's just a weird, cool concept when I think about the greatest commodity of time cutting into our greatest comfort, which is sleep. Uh, so that's just one of those things. And so my day-to-day activities just involve all these different connections and setting up and really figuring out how to support each other better, um, more effective, um, more genuine, more tangible type stuff, not stuff that's like, um, there's a lot of things that are out there. There's a lot of really cool organizations putting together, great plans, reunions, great things like that. But sometimes that's only a one beat kind of thing, or um, a picnic barbecue for the day. Those things are great. But if it's with an organization that you trust and work with all the time, then it becomes another added asset to what the involvement of each piece is. If it's just like, hey, we want to have a barbecue for some veterans and recognize them and stuff like that. And I've seen these things come together, and it looks real good. And people go on their merry way, but you really don't have that connection with them. It's a one time thing. It's kind of like, hey, we just wanted to meet and greet and honor you, and which is always like awesome. But it doesn't have that full tangible, hey, what's the next time we're going to meet? Sometimes it does, but a lot of times I've seen it where it just kind of doesn't. So to have this cool program with Warrior Built and the PTSD Foundation of America, uh, it involves a never ending, cohesive, coordinated effort to keep everybody together in some sort of cool, uh, functional team. So that's really good. 16 May 2022, Distribution Management Association of Southern California. They always sponsor us with a whole bunch of different things. They're a company of about 26, 28 different organizations, different companies in Southern California that deal with distribution and logistics and cybersecurity and all these different things that are associated with business. And basically, it's a huge logistical type company with all kinds of really cool little pieces. And some of those directly sponsor us, like Copang sponsors us with a lot of food supplements and things like that. But they put together a cool golf tournament, and the money they raise for that, some of it goes to the PTSD Foundation, and some of it goes to uh, some student um, uh, educational benefits. So it works out really good, and it ends up being some scholarships for some students that really could use them. So that's coming up May 16th. And Friday, 22nd July is the Warrior Built Golf Tournament fundraiser, and that's down in San Diego. Please check out the links to the websites to this and that. And some of these things will be really cool for anybody that wants to participate, help out, um, or be involved in this. And these are the benefits that benefit our combat vets throughout the year with different things, whether it's going to Baja or sending someone to Camp Hope because it's the PTSD Foundation of America, or Warrior Built's mission, which is vocational recreational support. PTSD Foundation of America is peer-to-peer support with intern housing in Houston, Texas at Camp Hope that needs some help and support. And we send our guys down there for a long-term help, 4 to 6 months. So we got that golf tournament coming up for the Warrior Built Foundation on the 22nd July. 24th of July, I should be in Camp Hope for the 10-year reunion of Camp Hope. So it's been going for 10 years. Camp Hope started as this little tiny program with one little house, um, the Clay Hunt house, and it housed a small amount of vets that were going through a program that was in its building phases. And as this program kept getting bigger and bigger, then Camp Hope needed to grow, and it needed to do a lot of things, and it raised a lot of money, and it deals with a lot of really cool programs. And one of those sponsors that are on deck is GreyStar, which is one of the largest apartment management companies in the world, and property management and a whole bunch of other things. So they came on deck and they've built a huge amount of area on Camp Hope to the apartment complex that's there. That's I think it's each apartment is a 7-bedroom, um, 2 to a room kind of place. So it's a place where everybody can come together and really move forward in a positive direction. And a couple other houses there. Um, the general buildings that are there as well, with the gym facility there. So many great efforts have gone into that. And so basically on the 27th of July, the PTSD Foundation of America Southern California chapter golf tournament is going to be kicking off, and we do that at the Monarch Golf Course. It's a really great place to go. So if you want to support that or sponsor that in any way, um, I can steer you in that direction too. But this thing fills up fast. This thing, I mean, it becomes an expo for builders of all kinds. And it also, the expo is going on right prior to the golf tournament. And then the golf tournament kicks off and it ends up being a really awesome deal. Um, it's generated some really awesome funds. They're shooting for 300,000 this year, and that money goes to helping our combat vets get to Camp Hope. It goes to making sure that transportation's up to par, insurance, all this weird stuff behind the scene type stuff that just costs a whole lot of money in California for sure. California just is a state that just takes a lot of different money from the backside of things. But yeah, I've sent 2 guys to Camp Hope in the last month, um, and I haven't had to send anybody to Camp Hope in quite some time, in almost 2 years. But I pull a lot of guys into my groups. I help them get through a lot of different processes. But every once in a while, there's some guys that just need to go to Camp Hope, and it's great. That's guys that are at the bottom of the bottom, and they really need to get off drugs, alcohol. They need to be off of them to go there to begin with. But 30 days sober prior to going for a lot of them. But we get them into a rehab facility prior to going. There's plenty of opportunities for that. And even guys that don't want to do it, that are having a hard time, we can send them to Camp Hope. They'll get them into a facility prior to going through Camp Hope, but they'll already be in Texas. It might be a way to do it for some of the guys that are dealing with things. So we got that going on. So I got the 24th, like I said, the Camp Hope 10-year reunion. I'm going to go down there. That's supposed to be a really cool thing, just to bring back a lot of the graduates from Camp Hope, and a lot of the staff and people, and really kind of give some background on Camp Hope and all the different things that it's done, and basically the outreach that is being done throughout the United States to help our combat vets throughout the United States deal with whatever they're dealing with. And then in August, usually shout out really good to Grove Dental for hosting for the PTSD Foundation of America, for Warrior Built Foundation. I'm sorry. And obviously Southern California's PTSD Foundation guys benefit from it, but our combat vets get to go in and get some dental work for free at a dental clinic. And a lot of guys, if you're not 100%, your dental is not free for the VA. And even if it is free at the VA is obviously so busy. Sometimes, during COVID, dental was just getting banked and banked and banked, and due to COVID, blah, all these different things. So everything got pushed. So it's been great year. Grove Dental has basically, I think, taken on about 24 of our vets, these appointments, doing the cleaning, some major teeth work on our combat guys. So these kind of things super support in a lot of ways. And I'm just hitting the surface on some of these because there are many organizations doing some incredible stuff this summer. And there's going to be a bunch of guys that are going to hit me up. This is going on, that's going on, and it's really hard for me to keep with it. say who's got a good pulse on that is Maurice Garcia, Veterans Helping Vets, and he's also War Built PTSD Foundation. He's helping me with a lot of things, volunteer for all kinds of different things, and he's like a VSO, helping vets with their stuff, VA for quite some time. So Maurice Garcia, he's a great knowledge with a lot of different support and different things. And so I wanted to put all that kind of stuff out there to give you an idea of the support that goes into everything that is being done by the organizations, and just give you kind of some scope on how it operates and the reason why. Then I put this podcast on sometime during the week. I start working on some show notes or putting stuff together, finding a guy or somebody to be on my show as well. But I work on the combat vet vision just a little bit. I don't put a lot of effort into it. I probably should, but I just say, hey, thanks a lot, and keep doing what you guys are doing. Support whatever you're doing to support our combat vets and yourselves. And until next time, hey, this is Aaron, retired Navy Chief, signing off. Strength and honor. Out.